welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, I'm just a girl who likes reading romance, fantasy, romance, paranormal romance, any kind of genre of romance in general. And I also happen to have cerebral palsy, and it would mean the world to me if you would subscribe to my channel. Happy Monday! You're seeing this on a Monday, and today happens to be Memorial Day, so happy Memorial Day. Today's video is going to be small town romance recommendations. I just realized I read a lot of small town romance, but I never made a small town romance recommendation video. So today, I'm going to fix that. The first series I'm going to recommend to you today is Peppa Grant's Tickled Pink series, and it's a new to me author. I heard Victoria from Victoria Romance Reads talk about Peppa Grant a lot, so I wanted to read her books. And Crystal from Crystal's Bookish Life also talked about the Tickled Pink series. And the series is about this rich family whose matriarch of the family chokes on her food or something like that, and she gets a vision that they're all going to hell because their family doesn't care about anything besides their money and being rich.
I really liked this series by Peppa Grant. It was very heartwarming and funny.
Called Tickled Pink, and she holds all her grandchildren and all her kids' trust funds, and for 1 year, and they said they have to live in Tickled Pink for 1 year. They can't escape that town if they want their inheritance back. And book one, it's called The One Who Loves You, and it's about Phoebe, her love interest Tegan. Phoebe is the oldest daughter of the family. She's known her whole life that she wants to be the CEO of the company. So when her grandmother calls her and tells her that she has to stay in Tickled Pink, she does everything in her power for her grandmother to realize that she made a mistake, that she wouldn't last a day in Tickled Pink. Makes a deal with
Phoebe makes a deal with Teague, the local in Tickled Pink that doesn't like outsiders
to the town. So Teague and Phoebe come up with a compromise. They'll work together to chase her grandmother out of town so they can all go back to New York. But as they spend time together, Phoebe realizes that maybe she does need to change to be a better person, and Teague makes her realize that maybe she doesn't want to take over the company at all, and it's their romance, and I found it charming. It was so funny. Next book I'm going to recommend to you is book 2 in that series. It was called Rich in Your Love, and it's about Tavy, Phoebe's younger sister, and Dylan, her love interest. The thing about Tavy is Tavy is actually a good person. she just hides that fact from her family. She is a social media influencer because her mom kind of pushed that persona on her. To the public, she is vegan. She only eats vegan food, but that persona was kind of pushed on her. In real life, she's this down-to-earth person who has a chocolate farm in Colombia.
I can't remember where her chocolate farm was, but it was somewhere in the Spanish-speaking countries.
With her best friend. But when her grandmother calls her and tells her she's holding all her funds, she has no choice but to stay in Tickle Pink if she wants to keep the farm running and pay all her workers. She gets a romance with Dylan, the local plumber in town. And Dylan discovers to be secret that she's actually not a vegan, that she has a farm, and because of that, they are in close proximity with each other. They fake date because Dylan wants to get over his one-sided crush for his best friend that doesn't notice him at all, that is married to someone else. Tavy really likes Dylan, but she still thinks that Dylan is hung up on his best friend, but Dylan starts to fall for Tavy. Love You Always by Lauren Lacey. It's about Parker and Jackson. Parker and Jackson were high school sweethearts when they were a teenager. Jackson's mom is very sick. She's very sick, and she dies. And Jackson did not take that well, so he pushes Parker away because he's struggling with the death of his mom. So he pushes Parker away. And Parker is also struggling with the things that she dealt with because of what happened in their relationship.
I forgot to mention, after Jackson's mom dies, he develops a drinking problem.
But she loses the baby because of an accident. It's years later. Jackson is a billionaire and he moves back to town. And Parker also moves back to his hometown, and because they have the same friend group, they are in close proximity. So it's their second chance romance, and Jackson has a lot to make up for with Parker, and it goes from past to present. And normally I don't like past to present timelines, but in this book it worked for me. You really feel the connection between Parker and Jackson. This book is so angsty, so if you're looking for an angsty second chance small town romance, I really do recommend Lauren Lacey. Next we have Under the Stars by Laura Pavlov. It's a billionaire secretary romance.
The heroine's name is Georgia. Her name is Georgia,
works at
not
Maddox's
Maddie.
publishing
I got
company,
confused with another book.
Maddox is a rich billionaire, and he's trying to rebuild his grandfather's publishing company because his father ran it to the ground. And Georgia is his secretary, and it's their romance. Maddox tries to resist Georgia because he wants to keep things professional, but he can't resist her. There's something about Georgia's kindness and goodness that he's attracted to, but Maddox says he cannot have a serious relationship. He doesn't want a serious relationship, but Georgia's like, I just got out of a relationship. I'm not looking for anything serious either. Maddox is a tortured hero. Something traumatic happens with his mom's death when he was younger that he's still not over. That's why he pushes Georgia away. That's why he says they can only have a physical relationship. But as you know, feelings start to get involved, and they do have a romantic relationship with each other. They confess their feelings, but Maddox is still struggling with the relationship he has with his father and dealing with his mother's death, and it was so good. If you love a tortured billionaire hero, this book is for you. I love that Georgia convinces Maddox to seek help, and that his therapist is actually Georgia's mother. Our story, and this we follow Marigold, who is a writer who goes back to town because her best friend's mom has died. So she wants to be there for her best friend because when she was younger, her best friend was there for her. Her best friend, his name is Pippa. Now, when she was a teenager, she had a romance with Pippa's brother, Cade. But Cade knew that Marigold wanted to be a writer. So Cade pushes her away so she can pursue her dream. But Marigold doesn't know that. It's a chance romance. I like that when they were younger, Cade was there for Marigold when her mom passes away, and then when they were older, Marigold was there for Pippa and Cade when their mom passed away. And it's told in past to present timelines, and this book is very spicy, but I really like the book. Books I'm going to mention are the Lost and Found series by Catherine Cowles. Catherine Cowles is on KU now. The first book is called Whispers
I
of
forgot
You,
to mention
and
something happens to
book
Ren
we
when they
follow
were in high
Halt,
school. She was a victim of
and
a
Ren
shooting.
is a
Halt feels
childhood-
guilty for leaving her alone that day,
second
and
chance
he
romance,
leaves town and
romantic
doesn't come
suspense.
back for years. He comes back
And
to make amends with his family and make things right with the Wren.
Maddie and Halt. Echoes of You is a friends to lovers romance. Maddie is escaping an abusive ex-boyfriend, so she comes back to their hometown and she reconnects with Nash, her best friend, because when she was in a relationship with her boyfriend, she wasn't allowed to call Nash. So it's their friends to lovers romance, and I loved how Nash was so protective of Maddie. Those are all the small town romance recommendations I have for you today. Please let me know if you have read any of these books. I would love to know. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. That would mean the world to me. And I'll see ya Wednesday. Bye.